Hi guys, I'm here. I'm looking at my phone and I do need a shave. So I'm just going to do this quick tutorial video. I don't have a scope in front of me, so I'm not going to do the full connecting to the scope, but you can pretty much get the gist of using the new DNT app with your scope from what I'm about to show you in here. So first of all, we'll run through the app. I'll come out of here and we'll go through my screen here. So originally, when you guys all bought the Zulus from Arcan Optics, you would have had to download this app and this app here. So these two apps here. One is the Arcan Ballistics app, which you connect to the scope via Bluetooth, and you put all your ballistic data in, and that allows the scope to range and calculate range for you on your bullet drops. That was used for Bluetooth. Then you had the Arcan Optics app, which allowed you to take data like video footage from your scope to your phone, etc. And that was Wi-Fi. Now, we don't use these two apps. I keep a hold of them because obviously I use them for reference. I still have data stored in these apps. The ballistic data I've still got for some of my other rifles that I haven't put the scope back, any of the scopes back on. So now we've got the new DNT app here. So open it up. So I've opened it up. You'll link your scope as normal using the scope's Wi-Fi, and that would be showing whichever scope that you would have linked, and it would come up here. It would tell you we're connected here, and you can get on. Then you can connect direct to the device, which means you can use it as a viewfinder, whatever. Now you do that through Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth, and you do it through the scope's internal Wi-Fi, and you do that directly to your device, whether it's a tablet or a phone. I hear there's problems with the Apple side of things in regards to being able to use these on iPhones and iPads. I haven't tried it yet. I don't have an iPhone, but I do have an older iPad that I might try it on. But anyway, this is where you can see which one, so you'll be able to tell which ones. Oops. We'll just go back out of that. Be able to see which one is actually connected. As I said, I'm moving my video up. I am not connected to any devices just now because I'm not going to go to the gun cabinet and open up another device. So instead of having two apps, one for your ballistics, one for your to download your album from all the footage that you've taken off your Zulus, we now have one. So here's your album. The device, there's no device connected, so you can't see what's in it. As you can see, there's a couple of bits of footage from a few days ago on this device. You can go through that, and then you can actually edit your files, edit any of the videos that you have recorded, and you can actually do it in this app. Likewise, you could have did in the old Arcan app. Now, the only difference is this app has integrated ballistics. So if we go to the ballistics, and this is what we're going to talk about. Now, this would normally look, on the old app, you would have noticed this would be blue, and that's because you're connected to the phone via Bluetooth up here. Now, we don't need to use Bluetooth on this app whatsoever anymore. Just forget about Bluetooth altogether. It does have the functionality, but there's a problem, it seems, that when you try and move the table, these stuff here, if you, we'll go back to the toolbox. If you try to move the ballistic table and sync it, it doesn't send the data over to be internally stored into the profiles. It brings up the right data on your phone, but it doesn't actually send it over via Bluetooth to your phone from your device, from your phone to the device. What it does is, now I keep hitting that button. Give me that. I'll move this out the way. That's for the pen. What we do now is we actually use this. We sync our ballistic data via Wi-Fi here, and it will show up in this corner here. You can't see it because of the my recorder toolbar, but it will show up you're connected to Wi-Fi. Now this is for the 223. This shows you what my zero distance, scope height. My scope height is actually slightly off, but it's not making any difference to my bullet drops or whatever anyway. And this will allow for speed, angle, wind. We can do all this, and we can send all this through. Now you can look at this data ad hoc and you can do everything manually, but this is the most important part here. This is how this button here, it'll come up for that bit there, a little arrow or a little kind of aeroplane, similar to that one, but it goes in a different direction. Now that connects via Wi-Fi, and you have to use Wi-Fi to send your data across, not Bluetooth like before. Not the Bluetooth, but the Wi-Fi, and it's using this button here. You can go into different profiles and manually put in your data on the scope, which you couldn't do before. Which you go to ballistic calculator on your menu, and then it's the last in the menu. I think it says ballistic data on it. Put that in, and then you can manually put in your data. But I would suggest put your data in here, store it in here. Likewise, I have a couple. I haven't got them all set up yet, but likewise that I have got data on here. I thought I had more. Give me a minute. That's strange. I thought I had more set up, but I don't. I thought I had my 22LR stuff set up as well. But that is the 223 setup for the Arken Zulus 5-20, the ZHD 5-20, and I'm still calling it the Arken Zulus, even though it's DNT that makes it. The reason for it was made by Arken Zulus when I received it. However, this is transferable onto the new DNT branded scopes, and the app works completely well. But just remember, this button here is how you sync your apps. That little arrow. Don't ignore the screen record if you can see it, but that little arrow. And I hope that helps. So there you go, a quick one to run through the app. You've got your profiles there, it gives you your privacy agreement and stuff. Your album, you can run through. Local files, you can actually swap your local files by just, you can send it on to other people. You can save it or you can edit it. This one here, this button here, that'll take it to there, so we can go trim or we could show. Let's go show, and then we can edit lengths for your little shorts or whatever. We could play it. You could quickly play it. Likewise, we could do this with any one of these. So for instance, we'll just go to edit. Let's see, show. Update. Slow motion, 30 seconds. I shot. Let's have a look at edit. Let's trim that. Let's see if we want to trim it to roughly where to take the shot. But I'm not going to take the shot because obviously this might get limited in what can happen on YouTube. So I'm not going to show the shot. And that's the good thing about this, because we can edit it to the point where we could take it to the shot part and just before we take the shot, we can show what we're actually seeing, and then you don't have to show your footage. I know that that gear is completely down and it's safe and it's to be recovered. But there you go. So we could stop it there. I mistimed when that was actually happening. So but there you go. That is pretty much how you use the app on that side of things. We do have to remember on the ballistics that this is the most important button from now on, because that's what syncs your calculator to your rifle scope. I hope this makes sense. I hope you like what I've shown. If you've got any questions, give us a shout. Just drop them in the comments. I do answer all my comments. I do read my comments. It might take me a couple of hours to get into them, or a next day. Give me a little bit of time, but there it is. Anyway, happy hunting. Stay safe. Catch me on my podcast, which will be out in the next day or two. I've got a new podcast, talk about the Glorious 12, and talk about... Actually, we're going to talk a little bit of information that you need to adhere to, especially in regards to conservation side of things. Whether you're a conservationist or you're involved in the game management or moorland management, any kind of habitat management is something that is worthwhile. A bit of advice I'm going to be telling everybody in regards to that. So, as I said, stay safe, happy hunting, and I'll catch you again